for everyone. Informative, educative, and entertaining. Guaranteed to make your week. Motivational talks, man and women. News of happenings all around. For your best in sports, for your health tips. Keep on watching Sunday Delight. Don't touch that dial. You're watching Sunday Delight. Don't touch that dial. It's your Sunday capsule. Don't touch that dial. It's your Sunday Delight.
Thank you for joining us on Sunday Delight. My name is Yemisi Elebio. And when we talk Sunday Delight, we talk that program weekly that comes to entertain you, to inform you, and to get you ready for the new week. And while we do that, we tend to also see events that happen in town and also pick up critical matters that can help us. Don't you go anywhere this week as we get to you. You wonder, what do we have? I have already in the studio with me a young entrepreneur, and we are going to be talking business. Also, we have been talking hypertension. We'll still get Professor Isezo to talk to us about hypertension. And shouldn't we also get a comedian that will make us relaxed? Yes, we should. And of course, the usual musicals will come. And that is how we will silly start today. Beautiful way to start. Nigeria is beautiful, and when we look at our cultural heritage, to the north, to the south, to the east, and to the west, we are rich. And talking about being rich, that richness in culture is what has tied the North Nigeria. Why some people say Nigeria will break? Well, it has to do with individual beliefs. In the studio already with me is my guest. I told you we are going to be talking about entrepreneurship, especially for young people. Well, need I pause here while we start with my guest in the studio? He is the young guy, Dari Alalu. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
This discussion is necessary because we keep shouting and screaming that things around in the country is difficult. And we have found you to be able to establish businesses as a young guy, married with wife and children, and yet you have started some businesses around. Let me start this way. You are a graduate of what profession, of what career?
Yeah, I want to thank you for this great platform. Just like you rightly said, my name is Dari. I'm a pharmacy technician and the CEO of 3D Global Fashion Academy, and at the same time the CEO of 3D Fashion.
Okay, this business is different from what we actually read from school. So I think it's necessary I ask you why you have kept your certificate and you are into 3D.
My certificate is quite, what I read in school, or my discipline is quite different from what I'm practicing now because of the opportunities I could foresee. Nigeria is not the poorest country. Even in the list of the poor countries, Nigeria is not among. I don't care what anybody see. I don't care what the world global economists or those who are in charge of giving list of those who are poor and those who are not poor. Nigeria is a blessed country, I tell you. It all depends on what is your own vision.
Are you seeing prosperity in Nigeria?
Nigeria is not poor.
But they are rating
Nigeria
us as
is
one
wealthy.
of the poorest.
You see, everybody have his own mouth. Our political leader might be part of those who are making them serious in that light. But Nigeria is rich. Nigeria is wealthy.
What do you mean by Nigeria is rich? Nigeria is wealthy?
Now, part of my basic science, I read elementary chemistry. And in the elementary chemistry I read, if memory serves me right, there's what we call mineral resources. Now, in the hierarchy of countries and continents that are blessed with mineral resources, aside from, I added in my own little knowledge to the mineral resources that are basically known, I added talent to it because Nigeria is blessed with talent.
Talents.
Look at my brother who just ran up from here. That is another mineral resources that other nations are harnessing and they are making cool money. Nigeria is too blessed with so many mineral resources that other nations who are already developed countries are envying Nigeria to just have 1/4, and they will turn their own country to be a new world.
Now let me cut you here. I want to know what you are actually seeing in this country, because the little I've studied of you, I see your business trend moving from one to another. You tend to multitask businesses and you are succeeding in all. What are you seeing that maybe the average Nigerian is not seeing and is complaining?
Just like I rightly said when I started, that it all depends on what you are seeing. One of the basic fundamental components of an entrepreneur or characteristics of an entrepreneur is seeing opportunity. For example, I'm an entrepreneur. Was it last year Meccano generator dabbled into chocolates? Of all the companies in the world, companies who are already established that other companies are seen as role models, who could ever imagine that Meccano generator can dabble into chocolate? That means they've studied the Nigerian market, that an average household will demand for chocolate. My general mentor, Aliko Dangote, is virtually everywhere. Now, these people I just mentioned, part of what I've said about characteristics of an entrepreneur, you could see it in them. I can come to NTA Sokoto and see that in this NTA Sokoto, what can I do to survive? And I'm saying this to all our youth. Anywhere you are, there are opportunities that you can harness. Anywhere you are, there are opportunities that you can brood and breed on, that will make you be out of the list of those who are complaining.
I'm getting interestingly more impressed with what you are telling us. And I'm just wondering, because I think one of the limitations of Nigerians keep complaining, not able to start businesses, is lack of money, lack of fund. do you really think that this complaint is tenable, is true, or maybe there are other things to it? Why should Nigerians be complaining? Is it really true that it's money that hampers businesses to start?
You see, in 2016, I was invited by Usman Danfodio University on this fateful day where people like Sheikh, who was then the formal head of transport unit of Usman Danfodio University, Dr. Shadi was part of those who were invited. I guess the head of media, Sokoto, was invited with my evil friend. Just gave me a platform and I spoke about entrepreneurship. And the same entrepreneurship I spoke on, I gave them, I said something. I said I could identify the common complaint of an average youth who says, I have an idea. This idea is buoyant. All I need is money. So the missing factor for them not achieving that vision, or not achieving that idea, or not bringing that idea to manifestation, is lack of finance. They said it is lack of finance. I said, now I've come to solve that problem. I said, over the years, I have come to, currently now I'm writing a book. I started developing that book and I'm taking my time. 31 businesses you can involve into without capital, because the common lyrics or the common rhymes of an average youth is that I don't have finance to kickstart my vision, to kickstart my idea. And on that floor, that fateful day, I gave them, I said, for the time, because the time was too short, I said, I'm going to give you 3 businesses you can do. I have 31. Currently, I'm writing a book on that. I have 31 businesses you can do without capital, and trust me.
That's quite interesting. Is it possible?
Yeah, very possible. 31 businesses you can dabble into without capital. If your common complaint or the common rhymes and lyrics is that I don't have capital to start, I've come to solve that problem for you. And you know,
I think we are going to cut you here. I just got dipped in what you are saying, and I would like to know, just like I know viewers will be interested in knowing 31 businesses you can do without money. It sounds so impossible, but because we are running out of time, I think we'll get on this discussion to continue next week. But then, as we wrap up, you are a young person and you have been able to put things together to work for you despite what the economy is and while other people are shouting. What do you want to tell young people? Not now, the 31 businesses without money. What is your take home here?
What I would love to tell an average youth is that, you know, I have a family, and each time I wake up, last week I just turned +1 by the grace of God.
How old are you?
I'm still in my early 30s.
Okay.
And each time I wake up, I tell my wife that this is the best time for investment. This is not the best time to buy the best of cars. This is not the best time to buy the biggest phone. An average youth on the floor of the nation is holding in his or her own palms the capital that can make him the richest person in the world in the nearest future.
The phone.
Yes. So if you are holding a phone that could make you in 1 or 2 years in the class of, or in the hierarchy of millionaires, that means you are part of the nation's problem. Because the best time to invest, and I'm saying this to all our youth, and I want you to get it clear, the best time to get up and work your axe out is now.
So young people should not hold big phones if they don't have source of income. It's better they
part
sell
of the capital. I'm not supposed to say this, but I'll say it. Part of the capitals you have that you are complaining don't have money is that phone in your hands.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Dare Aladu, we have to cut you here. You are an entrepreneur and, of course, a sure example for young people. We're sure going to have you in series as we go, because we need to let young people know that They are making it, and their survival without dependency on government or parents is them. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Wouldn't you say this is interesting? Yes, I tell you, very interesting. But this is what Nigerians need, especially young people. All right, let me hang it on here and let's go to the next segment where, of course, a young person, a comedian, has this to say. Is comedy another source of income? Maybe.
This is Sunday Delight, a must watch for everyone. Informative, educative, and entertaining. Guaranteed.
Thank you. Residents of Sokoto and Nigeria at large, I want to welcome you greatly to this humor segment. I also want to appreciate the crew of NTA Sokoto for finding me worthy of gracing your TV screens. My name is MC Wisdom. Now, for those of you who have little or no idea about my humble self, my name is MC Wisdom, graduate of Amadu Awolowo Azikiwe Ambrose Agbaye Akintola Ali Mbenege University Polytechnics, Federal College of Education, Akampa, Udupani chapter. I successfully came out from the Faculty of Business in Kawash and Public Due Process, both in Face Me, I Face You, First Come, First Serve matters, under the Department of Sokawe Management. By the grace of God Almighty, I'm presently going for my master's, both in bicycle and keke napep engineering. But because of the economic downturn, but because of the economic distress, because of the economic global meltdown, bringing about a lacuna, a higi-haga in the geopolitical system, ladies and gentlemen, I'm being tempted to go what we call forensic investigation in both Chua and Ron's matters. Nigeria is a very interesting country where we have diverse ethnic groups and cultures. And one of the ones where they impressed me recently in Nigeria, now the three major tribes in Nigeria, the Igbos, the Yorubas, and the Hausas. And just like Nigerian film, Nollywood, how would they get them? When a man dies, his soul will go up to heaven for judgment. Ladies and gentlemen, my people, 3 men died, Igbo man, Yoruba man, and Hausa man. As their soul went up to heaven for judgment, God considered and said, no, I'm not yet through with your rules down there on earth. I will send you back for you to complete your assignments. And to each and every one of them, we complain. They say, no, Sokoto too hot. No, no, if you come Sokoto, come continue. We prefer to do this heaven, where AC and every cool environment, they okay. Everything, enjoyment, yafu. God said, no, I want you to go back there. And to these 3 people, he gave them 40,000 pounds. My people, when I don't say pounds, make sense past Naira. As all these people come back to Nigeria, came back to Sokoto to be precise, Hausa man carrying 40,000 pounds, invested in things like Ereke, Suya, Fura de Nunu, Masa, and other things. Shedda, he was making it. Profits were rolling in. Yoruba man carrying 40,000 pounds, immediately land for Nigeria. He invested in things like Agidi, Efo, Mai, Ankara, Ashoki. He was doing well. Profits were rolling in. My people, for 1 year, 6 months, they don't see Igbo man. We don't know, say for that 1 year, 6 months, that same Igbo man did with God forever. They say, nah, make it 50,000. Nah, make it 50,000. I also want to say this. For those of you who agree with me, education is key. Education is the bedrock of every society. That one, we don't argue that one anymore. But our people say school sweet, but na exam na spoil am. They say when you write exam, you know nothing good will come out of that exam. You know nothing fruitful can come out. Before God and man, you know there's some kind of exams you will write. You're going to say nothing good will come out. You know we'll get good grade. In your heart, will they pray may school born, may lecturer die, may civil war start. Let the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ, let it come so early so that the whole world go finish, make you no see the result. And so I also want to say this, that you get the kind of school we go graduate from and the kind of grade we go come out with. By the time they ask you, what did you graduate with? Now story you go they tell. First class student, they easy to explain. If you come out with a first class, they ask you, say, what did you graduate with? You will say, well, I came out with a first class. My hard work really paid off. If not 2-1, it could be easy to explain. In our present economy, second class upper is not bad. 2-2, you could say, well, you know the present economy, 2-2 is not bad. But ladies and gentlemen, if it's in a third class or pass, na explanation. By the time they ask you, say, what did you graduate with? You could say, well, you see my God, my God will punish you. You see Usman Fodio, my God will punish Usman Fodio. By the time I say, what did you graduate with? You say, well, me sleep with lecturer. I cannot sleep with lecturer. I know what I'm doing. My body is not for people to toy with. By the time they ask you, say, what did you graduate with? You go say, me. Have you observed the weather in Sokoto? You cannot understand any other extracurriculum activity. By the time they ask you, say, what did you graduate with? My people, you don't need anybody to tell you what you graduate with. Everybody will know what you graduate with because you don't get the nerve to explain what you graduate with. And let me round off with this. I have always said it that English is not our major compulsory language. If you cannot speak English, speak Pidgin. If you cannot speak Pidgin, speak your mother dialect. Nobody go kill you. Especially for the ladies. Recently, I saw a lady not too long. While I was walking along the street, she saw me. She said, I am still wisdom. I was shocked. I was marveled. I said, my sister, why are you screaming so loud? She said, my brother, no, the other day I was surprised. I saw you in front of our house. You were passing away. I said, it is your father. It is your father that will pass away. It is your father that will pass away. No carry English. Send me to early grave. Thank you. See you on the next video.
This is Sunday Delight, a must-watch for everyone. Informative, educative, and entertaining. Guaranteed.
You might think that's interesting, isn't it? And we laugh off our ribs. But somebody is making money out of comedy. And I guess that is what the young entrepreneur was trying to tell us. Don't waste time on nothing. We should also get the doctor now, who is going to be telling us something about hypertension. Of course, we've been talking hypertension, and people are still living with it now. Professor Simeon Isezo has something to say about hypertension.
This is Sunday Delight, a must-watch for everyone. Informative, educative, and this is Sunday.
Hypertension is a global public health problem, and Nigeria is not an exception. About 1 in every 3 adults in Nigeria has hypertension. And even those who don't have, most likely, they will have those who are affected as relations or friends. There are 2 major aspects in terms of causes of hypertension. One is what we call the genetic factors. The genes are the building blocks of the body. So the primary problem responsible for hypertension in virtually all the cases arise from problems with the gene. But this gene has to work with some human or man-made factors, such as consumption of excess salt, obesity or overweight when one is too fat, or alcohol consumption and cigarette smoking. These are the 2 major aspects of causes of hypertension or risk factors for hypertension. The complications of hypertension can be deadly. We have stroke, for example, whereby individuals or somebody will suddenly or gradually find that he cannot move one part of the body because hypertension has affected the brain. We also have heart failure, whereby people may have difficulty in breathing and swelling of the body. And we also have kidney problems. You might have heard of dialysis frequently these days. Most of these patients have kidney problems related to hypertension, and of course, heart attack and sudden death. Hypertension is called a silent killer. This is because, unlike other problems, hypertension does not show any symptoms. The only symptom of hypertension are the symptoms of the complications that we have enumerated. This is why it is important for adults to check their blood pressure regularly and frequently. This is why it is important, like any car or vehicle, for individuals to see their doctors, just like the way we take our cars to mechanic for regular medical checkup, so that hypertension can be detected early. Luckily, hypertension can be controlled. There are so many drugs, more than 100 different types of drugs that are available in the market for control of hypertension. I encourage everyone who has hypertension, and there are many, that they should take their medicines regularly. Hypertension cannot be cured, it can be controlled. The implication of this is that the drugs have to be taken for life. But these drugs have been used for over 100 years and they are found to be effective and safe. So I encourage you, just consider hypertension like a common problem called hunger, where you have to take food every day so that you will not feel hungry. I encourage everybody who has hypertension to take his or her medications every day. Do not believe in some misconceptions about cure for hypertension. Many will tell you that there are many agents that can cure hypertension. This is not true, but we pray that one day God will reveal this knowledge to us and we'll be able to have cure for hypertension. For those who are lucky that do not have hypertension, it is possible to prevent onset of hypertension by living a healthy life. Have normal weight, stop alcohol, avoid cigarette smoking, and relax as much as possible. In addition, we should form the habit of checking our blood pressure regularly. Everybody should know his or her blood pressure status. Thank you.
This is Sunday Delight, a must-watch for everyone. Informative, educative, and
Thank you, Prof. Need I tell you that you live life well when you take good care of your health? And our focus today is on entrepreneurship. Even if you will do business well, you must be healthy. So as we wrap up, you should please take care of your health. The hospital is not there for fancy, and don't wait until you are down before you visit the doctor. Regular checks are good for us. That is how we'll call it quits this week on this week's edition of Sunday Delight, your Sunday capsule. On behalf of Sunday Delight production crew, we say God bless you. Next week is going to be sure better, God willing.
this is Sunday Delight, a must-watch for everyone. Informative, educative, and entertaining. Guaranteed to make your week. Motivational talks, men and women. News of happenings all around. For your best in sports, for your health tips, keep on watching Sunday Delight. Don't touch that dial. You're watching Sunday Delight. Don't touch that dial. It's your Sunday capsule.